Unique Me 303 Healing and Empowerment. I am going to be doing some free and paid readings. 2 cards are free, 4 for $7 or 9 for $20. If you're interested in one of the paid readings, make sure that you're making that payment and then coming back and tell me how many cards that you paid for. I will put the link in the comments in just a second. I am trying to pull it up on my laptop now so that I can put them on there. Anyhow, I hope everybody's doing okay. I'm not doing too bad. I do have one person on the list. Thank you, Dorothea, for your payment. I appreciate it. Let me get the payment information put up on the chat. Hi, Jennifer. How you doing, hon? Hi, Miriam. How are you? Got you guys down. Jennifer, you're number 2. And Mary Ann, you are number 3. I am doing well. Thank you, honey. Okay, let me get this up here. All right, give me just a second to get this on the chat here. Excuse me. Okay, I think that I got them in there correctly. Let me look at them real quick. What am I doing? And message. Okay. All right, guys. I think I got it on there. Okay. Okay, I think that it's on there. Okay. I do have one person on the list that had already paid. Dorothea, thank you for your payment. Then I have Jennifer and Mary Ann that I've added. Thank you guys for being here. If you're wanting a reading, guys, 2 cards are free, 4 for $7 or 9 for $20. I'm going to put this up just a little bit higher. Sorry, guys. Want to make sure that you're able to see everything okay. Anyhow, let's get started here. Guys, if you're wanting a reading, 2 cards are free, 4 for $7 or 9 for $20. Make sure that if you're making a payment for one of the readings that you're making that payment and then coming back and tell me how many cards you paid for. Right now, I have Dorothea, Jennifer, and Mary Ann on the list. If you're on some other social media platform viewing this video, make sure that you get on YouTube and comment on YouTube, or I will not see your comments, guys. All right, guys, let me pray and we're going to get into it. Source God, higher self, angels, ascended masters, I ask that you be with me tonight as I do these readings. I ask that they be accurate messages of love, inspiration, and guidance. Whatever is meant to come through us, that it comes through clearly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and begin. I've got Dorothea, Jennifer, and Mary Ann. Dorothea, this first reading is going to be for you, hon. Let's see. Actually, you know what? I'm going to wait 10 more minutes to do Dorothea's reading because she might be on here by that time. I was supposed to start at 9 o'clock. I'm a little bit early, so I'm going to go ahead and do a group reading just real quick and see what comes through for you guys, and then hopefully she'll be here by that time. If not, I'll go ahead and do it right around close to 9 o'clock. Which cards do I need to go to for a collective reading? What do people need to hear at this time? Thank you. Guys, again, if you're wanting a reading, 2 cards are free, 4 for 7 or 9 for 20. If you're making a payment for one of the paid readings, make sure that you're making that payment and then coming back and tell me how many cards you paid for. I can see where people make payments. I just don't see how much money on the notification. So if you guys could just give me a heads up on what you're paying for, please. Right now, I've got Dorothea, Jennifer, and Mary Ann on the list. I have room for plenty of people, so make sure that you're putting your name in the comments if you're wanting a reading. This is going to be a message for the collective while I'm waiting on everybody to get here. I was supposed to start at 9 o'clock, so I'm going to go ahead and do a collective reading while I'm waiting. A lot of you are probably seeing signs that a guidance is around you. Maybe this is a spirit guide. You could be seeing signs of just things like, for whatever reason, I'm hearing Michael's name. So you could be hearing names repeated over and over and over again. This could be your guidance telling you that, hey, they're there. If it's not a name that rings a bell with you, but you're just like, I don't know, there's something that draws me to it, then this is what it is. Your spirit guides are trying to get your attention. Hold on, Copper. There's also a message of connecting with your intuition. Your third eye is becoming pretty open. I feel like even the third eye and crown are pretty open. So a lot of things like visuals, having visions of things that are to come, maybe even having some sort of deja vu moments are even happening for some of you. There is a connection for a lot of you that are watching now, where you may have a family member or multiple family members that may be very spiritually connected. Maybe they're very intuitive. Maybe they're quite the healer or whatever it may be. You may even notice that they have like just a very spiritual, in tune connection to the earth, even. This is something that I feel is kind of like moving over into your lifetime. This may be something that you've already been became very aware of. Maybe this is something that you are working to develop in some way, shape, or form, or need to develop. A lot of you are seeing the color purple, and this is due to working out of the third eye and the crown chakra. There's something about the indigo and the violet or purple colors that are showing up a lot in your life. You may even feel inclined to wear those colors, or maybe just seeing those colors a lot in your daily interactions with people or things, situations that you're involved in, or what have you. Many of you are having lucid dreams. These are dreams where you can control the outcome of the dream, or maybe you can control some sort of scenario within the dream. This is also a time when you're developing and awakening a lot of your psychic ability, so to speak. A lot of you are having, again, visuals that I keep seeing. This is visuals about things that are to come, premonitions. You got some clear insight on things that you should do, so that as you do those, you're going to be moving in that direction. This is really a time of development. That's all I'm really getting. We have third eye, and third eye chakra. All three of these are third eye. So there's a big, huge development. Two, as I'm seeing this, guys, for me, be like a push and pull, a duality type of feeling where you just feel like you're being pulled in multiple directions. Maybe there's some sort of balance that's coming into both your physical life and your spiritual life, or there's a need for it. And I'm hearing yes, yes, yes. But either way it goes, there's definitely some activation, some sort of awakening to your third eye. Some of you may even be feeling like a little bit of tension in this area, maybe even tension in the temple area, as well as tension that's on the top of the head. That's where the crown is open as well. Many of you are connecting with your spirit guides, your animal spirit guides. You're starting to understand, or already understand, and maybe getting involved with communication with your guardian angels. A lot of you are hearing music or symphony type of sounds, orchestra type of sounds, and this is your spirit team, especially the angels that are bringing some sort of tones to you. And I feel like these tones are tones that are helping you to develop those aspects of you that are still developing, like those psychic aspects, what have you. I'm feeling a sense of balance coming, but it's only due to you finding the balance. It's almost like you have to redirect yourself from maybe you're meditating or putting too much time into your spiritual life in some way, shape, or form, and your physical life, like your family, your friends, are feeling a little bit out of touch with you, or maybe you don't really know what's going on with you. But that's just an example. But there's something that needs to come into balance, or in this time frame is coming into balance in some way, shape, or form. Let me get you a couple more cards. I'm going to let Copper out to go potty before I get this free and paid reading started. 222 is a good number. That's about faith, patience, trust. It also is about practicing spiritual principles in your life, in your daily affair. So any kind of spiritual principles. It's also about duality and having a like a balancing act, or trying to find balance, a push and a pull in different directions, and when you're being pulled one direction, you're being pulled right back. So but however, faith, patience, trust, compassion, passion, those are all things that this is referring to. Being open-minded, 222, is that's what it's about. Some of you are definitely going through a Kundalini awakening, or at this time, you're like reawakening your Kundalini. There may have been a time when you kind of, not that it ever completely shuts down, but it became dormant in some way, shape, or form, or maybe, it wasn't just being used by you. Maybe you've been spending a lot of time watching TV and doing things that are like physical 3D, 4D reality things instead of connecting with your spiritual self. And now you've gotten back into connecting with your spiritual self, meditating again, praying, setting intentions, connecting with crystals, going out and connecting with the sun, moon, and stars. There's just all kinds of things that are happening here, sun gazing. I'm also seeing connection with like plant medicine and changing your diet as well. Some of you are really practicing aspects of yourself that are becoming like the healer, not just for yourself, but maybe for others. And this is a really big time. Again, I'm seeing purple, but I'm also seeing orange, which makes me feel a sense of like security, a sense of um, like stability, even though that's really like root chakra feeling that I'm getting. I'm also getting that with this orange. So a lot of you have some sort of stable foundations, or you're setting stable foundations. Maybe this is part of the Kundalini awakening or reawakening. The Kundalini energy is, you realize that you wasn't as stable as you wanted to be. And this is the energy that knows all, is capable of all, and you're tapping back into it. So do whatever you have to do to get this reawakened. Listening to music, singing, dancing, rhythm, moving your body is really the best way to get this energy going. Losing dense energy by letting go of people, places, things, situations, food, whatever it may be, that is no longer in resonance with the vibration that you're putting out there, that's got to go. 1313, guys, look that up on Sacred Scribes. Oh, I love that. Heat rush comes with Kundalini energy. So that's awesome. So that means that this message was definitely for you. All right, guys, I'm going to take just like a 2-second, 3-second break, let my doggy out, and I will be right back to get these readings started. I've got on the list Dorothea, Jennifer, and Miriam. I have plenty of room for more people. If you're wanting a reading, 2 cards are free, 4 for 7 or 9 for 20. If you're paying for one of the paid readings, make sure that you're making that payment and then coming back and tell me how many cards you're paying for. I am able to see the notifications when the payments come in, but not the amount of the payment. So please, if you don't tell me how many cards you're paying for, I'm not going to know, and you're only going to get 2. So make sure that you're telling me that. If you need the payment information, it is pinned in the comments below. All right, give me just a second, guys. Okay, let's get started here. If you guys are on another social media platform and trying to watch, put your name on this video, make sure that you're coming to YouTube to watch it, because that's the only way that you're going to see the comments and everything like that. Trying to get it situated a little bit better here. Okay, guys, I've got Dorothea, Jennifer, and Mary Ann. I'm going to go ahead and get started with Dorothea. Hi, Dorothea. How you doing, honey? Thank you for being here. Thank you for your payment. Okay, guys, if there's a question that you're wanting an answer to tonight, make sure that you're putting that comment in the comments. Dorothea, if you have a question, go ahead and put that in there. It may take a few seconds to catch up with me, but go ahead and do so if you've got one. All right, guys, gonna go ahead and get started. Am I doing popsicle sticks tonight? Affirmation cards? What am I doing? Okay, I'm doing affirmation cards tonight. Again, guys, 2 cards are free, 4 for 7 or 9 for 20. Make sure if you're making a payment for one of those paid readings that you're making the payment and then coming back to tell me how many cards you paid for. I have plenty of room for plenty of people. I've got Dorothea, Jennifer, and Mary Ann. I'm getting ready to start Dorothea right now. We will be doing your free cards tonight is going to be I am affirmations. Which cards do I get started with for Dorothea, please? I was not expecting that. I don't use these cards very much. I don't feel very connected with them. They're one of the very few decks that I don't feel real connected with. However, I know how to use them. So let's see what kind of messages that they have for Dorothea. Messages from Spirit. That's what you're trying to say, hon? No questions. Okay. Romance. There's something about romance that's coming in. Let's see what kind of messages they have for you. Okay, there's this energy of like falling in love all over again with myself. I have this feeling of like when I look in the mirror that I'm seeing what I like. I like the reflection that I'm getting. And one of the messages that I'm getting is the more that we love ourselves, the more that we attract the love that we desire. So there's something about something significant that has changed in you. And I feel like this has been an ongoing change, something that's been changing for quite some time. But I feel like this is something that has helped you to see yourself in the true light. And, something that is coming to me is, when I look in the mirror now, when I look at my curves and I see my curves, it literally helps me light up. It used to be the total opposite. When I'd look in the mirror and I'd see my curves or I'd see my little fat rolls hanging over my underwear or my pants or whatever it may be, it would literally, even if nobody was around, it would embarrass me. It would make me feel some sort of bad way about myself or what have you. And now, literally, when I look at the mirror and see myself, I am in love with myself and I feel myself. And I literally will turn around and look at my butt and I say, "Oh, you're cute. You're cute." And I do this little like happy dance. And I get this feeling like you're kind of in the same spot. And if you're not in the spot, then this is a place that you're going to. But what this does for you is this helps you to become more of like in your true authentic self, where it is you putting yourself in like this light, this radiant light that attracts not only the perfect partner for you. I know that you're married, but it doesn't just attract the perfect partner for you. It attracts the correct relationships, not just love, but all relationships. But I do really feel like this is referring to a romantic relationship. I don't know if this is referring to something changing with your husband, or maybe you're going in a different direction. I really don't feel that way, but there is definitely something that is shifting and changing. I keep seeing both blue cards. Which ones do I go to first? Thank you. There is definitely a transformation that is taking place in a current relationship that you have. This is a romantic relationship. I feel like this has been an ongoing process of some sort of pretty significant transformation. However, I feel like there's been a time when there wasn't such transformation, and it may have been something that was kind of holding you back. And now something is broke free, something is definitely loosened. And I feel like this loose energy, or this like breaking of chains and some barriers or something in some way, shape, or form, is definitely kind of put a spotlight on a connection. on the connection is what I'm hearing. Yeah, there's definitely some sort of shift. Okay. And this shift is going in another direction. Now, I don't know exactly what this direction means. If this does mean that you're going in another direction with a person, but I feel like whatever direction you're going in feels so unfamiliar. And what I mean by this is it feels like it's very exciting. It's kind of invigorating. It's one of those senses of like feeling young and youthful all over again. It's like those butterflies type of feeling. And it's like sometimes you don't even really have the ability to speak because you don't have the right words to say about what you're feeling with this connection and the way that it is deepening or developing. Both is what I'm hearing. But what I do feel is it's not over yet. There's something that is really transforming. And it may be something about dishonesty. It may be something about insecurities. It may be something about just somebody expressing something in a divine way that helps both parties involved to understand the connection differently. Okay. And I feel like this is really deep. I feel like um, there may be a lot of like this back and forth push and pull type of energy. There may be a lot of very, very happy moments, but at the same time, there's a lot of transitioning and adjusting and almost like molding things to the way that you want it to be. Um, you do have luck is on your side, which doesn't really make me feel real lucky. What I feel from this card is just like this transformative energy where it seems like everything around you is vibrating high. Not maybe not all of the people around you, but you do notice that more of your friend group or more of your soul tribe is coming in. You also are noticing that people who are in your vicinity that are not vibrating as high as you, they're asking questions about what you're doing and why do you look so different? Okay, because there's something about the way that your light is shining and vibrating now, it's making your physical appearance different to others. Okay, people that have been around you for years, these are people that know you and just, see you on a regular basis. And then just all of a sudden they're like, what is so different about you? Why do I feel like you look different? I don't really see a significant change, but it really feels that way. And you're just going to smile inside and know this is, me getting past insecurities that I had. This is me falling in love with myself all over again. This is me advancing and this is me, changing and charging. Something is coming up about charging. And it's like you've revamped your energy in some way, shape, or form. And I feel like you may be coming into this energy where you feel more alive than you ever have. And I even feel like it's like you're reversing aging or something like that. It's almost like there's something that's happening within yourselves that is like reversing the way that you're aging. It's almost like your skin is starting to look different. Maybe it's more shiny. There's more light appearing out of it, something of that sort. But it's almost like the fountain of youth has came to you and your body feels better. Not that you don't have any aches and pains, but I feel like even that is something that you're starting to see less and less and less of. The color blue keeps standing out to me, which makes me feel like there's a lot of communication, things that have been like settled down. And I feel like where there was dishonesty at one point or some sort of miscommunication, or maybe somebody wasn't speaking their personal truth in some way, shape, or form. Now that situation is kind of settled down, and you're going to start to see that maybe when people speak to you, they still don't have the right words to say, but you're going to understand them in a different way. Um, and I feel like there's something about the listening ear and being able to listen without judgment, and I feel like it's because you're no longer judging yourself. Not that I really felt like you was judging yourself too much, but there's always times when we look at ourselves and we're like, man, I wish that was different. Or, we take a look at our talents or our gifts and we're like, well, if I was better at this one, maybe I would make more money. Or if I did this a little bit differently. And this is like the human saying this. This is not spirit giving you these messages. This is like the human kind of attacking the human. And spirit saying, be real cautious of doing that. You've gotten so good at not doing that, and so now this is why you're like having all of these like transitions where you look different, you feel different, you're more youthful or what have you. I keep seeing these cards screaming at me. What other messages do you have for Dorothea, please? And love, romance, finance, ascension messages. Thank you. You got a lot of strength. There's something about like really honing in on your strength and power and using it to your advantage. You do have another good luck card, which tells me that, you know, again, blessings are going to happen. There's a lot of things that are transforming and changing, especially things that have to do with communication. But there's also this message of not letting the ego trick you. And this has been a message that's been coming out for a lot of people lately, a lot of my clients, but don't let the ego trick you into thinking that those old things again, like I don't have what I need, I'm not enough, or whatever. These are just like things that you've already taken care of. These are things that you already healed. They're going to come back up in this cycle. However, in this cycle, you're going to be like, F you, you're not going to get me this time. I've already worked past that. I'm good. You're not getting me this time. Your strength is going to keep showing up over and over and over again. Something that you know, some sort of message that has been given to you has helped you to deepen the connection with yourself as well as partner. You're seeing things in a truthful light and it's helping you to adjust accordingly, is a message that I'm getting. Hold on, Copper, I'm coming. I am the dreamer of my dream. Make your dreams a reality. You're already on your way. I thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. I hope that you have a wonderful evening. Dorothea, much love to you. Okay, guys, give me just a second. Let me go get Copper. Jennifer and Mary Ann, you'll be next. I don't think that anybody else has came in yet for a reading. So, guys, I just have 2 people on the list. I have Jennifer and Mary Ann. If you're wanting a reading, 2 cards are free, 4 for 7 or 9 for 20. Make sure that if you're making a payment for a reading, that you're making that payment and coming back and tell me how many cards you paid for. Give me just a second. I'll be right back. I do not know who this message is for. However, when you hear this, it's going to resonate with you. Somebody needs to go have tea with somebody. There is definitely something that needs to be said, needs to be talked about. Something needs to be brought into out in the air type of thing. So if this is you, you're going to know there's somebody that you need to have a conversation with, some way, shape, or form about something, and it is important. So make sure that you do so. Okay, guys. Chrissy, how are you? You are number 4. You got 2 people ahead of you right now. You're on the list. All right, Chrissy, you are number 4. Okay, guys, if you have a question that you're wanting answered, make sure that you're putting that question into the comments as you're putting your name in there. Don't wait until I'm getting ready to do your reading. It does take, there's like a 1 to 2 minute lag time. So I may not see your question by the time that I do your reading if you don't put it in now. So make sure that you're going ahead and doing that. Copper, no. No. Okay, guys, moving on. Right now, I've got Jennifer, Mary Ann, and Chrissy. I'm getting ready to do Jennifer. If you're wanting a reading, 2 cards are free, 4 for 7 or 9 for 20. Make sure that you're putting your name into the comments. If you're paying for a paid reading, make sure that you make that payment and then come back and tell me how many cards you're paying for. Again, I have Jennifer, Mary Ann, and Chrissy. It's going to move by pretty quickly. So if you want a reading, put your name in the comments, please. If you're not on YouTube, you do need to be on the YouTube platform to be able to put a comment in here, at least a comment that I'm going to see. So make sure that you're tuning in to my channel, Unique Me 303 Healing and Empowerment. Okay, Jennifer, this is going to be for you, hon. there may be something that's going on with some friendships in your life right now, and I don't feel like this is a bad energy, Jennifer. I feel like there is an energy of friendships that are gentle and coming together and that makes sense, almost like you're finding your soul tribe as well. You do have Earth Pulsing coming out, which is all about taking time to slow down, spend some more time with people, places, and things that make you truly happy, things that just make you feel full and make your heart feel good. However, also when you're taking this time, to slow down and enjoy people, places, and things that you desire and enjoy anyway, they're also wanting you to take some time to spend time in nature. Connecting with the fairies is something that is coming out with me. If you're not somebody that's connected with fairies before, one of the ways that you can get them to start um, communicating with you on a telepathic level is leave them chocolate in your house, dark chocolate at that. Leaving dark chocolate, letting them know that this is for them to use. The essence of it is kind of like a euphoric high for them. Also, fresh cut flowers as an offering to them, cleaning up your home, cleaning up your yard, cleaning up something that has to do with the environment, just inviting them into your presence is something that they're wanting you to do. You may be seeing very small twinkling or flashes of light, especially when you're like out in the sun around flowers, or maybe taking a walk and you just see something like catch out of the corner of your eye. And when you go to look, you're not seeing it anymore. This is probably the earth fairies. There's definitely something about the connection with the earth, and they're saying the teeny tiny earth fairies. However, I've seen earth fairies that are pretty big. It depends on where you're at, what kind of region. If you're in the mountains, they tend to be a lot bigger. If you're in the hills, they're a lot bigger. If you're down low, it seems like they're smaller. However, this just may be the way that I've perceived them. You may be perceiving them differently. There is physical fairies as well as multidimensional. So you may see them in a physical, like true form, or you may see them as another, like an aspect out of another dimension that maybe nobody else is able to see. Anyhow, both exist. This is something that you need to connect with at this time. And it's going to be very fun, is what I'm hearing. I'm feeling like a sense of like it brings out your inner child. It helps you to feel like a child all over again. It helps you to like something about reliving something that may have happened as a child. So I don't know if you've had connection with fairies before. Maybe this is a connection that you forgot about, maybe in other realities, because we are multidimensional beings that exist in other realities simultaneously right now as we're speaking. So this may be something that you're already connected with. Maybe you have a connection as a fairy. I don't know, but they're really coming out right now, and it's not even my fairy deck that I'm using. So makes sense. The Six of Hearts is asking you to spend time reflecting on something that has happened in the past, or something that maybe you've started in the past. This may have something to do with like putting yourself out there in some way, shape, or form, using some sort of gifts, talents, or maybe just spreading your light and love in some way. But this is definitely, again, connection with relationships, spending time with people. This may even be going back to people that maybe are from your past. Maybe these are people that have changed quite a bit, and maybe you had them out of your life for some time, and now it's time for them to come back. Either way it goes, you're finding your soul tribe. There's definitely some changes that are happening within that right now. Awesome. Thank you, Margaret. Much love, honey. I'll put you on the list. You're number 5. I'm finishing up with Jennifer's now, so you just have 2 ahead of you. Thank you for your payment, honey. Okay, I got you on there. I do feel the need to get Jennifer another card from here, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Give me a few more shuffles, please. Okay, there's something about when people come back into your life. This could be family, this could be friends, this could be coworkers from the past. It could be somebody literally that you just met like 2 days ago. That's the past, and maybe they're coming back into your life. But there's something about when you see aspects of them that you would typically judge, but however, you're in this process of learning to not judge people by the way they act, by the way they talk, by the way they dress, by anything. And so there's something about internalizing why you have that judgment about them, not specifically speaking that judgment to them. Not that I think that you're going to go up to somebody and say, hey, I think that your shirt's ugly. But what I mean by this is you could just make that face like, and they see it, and that could be a judgment, and they could feel that energy. It could be something that attaches to them. So there's this message about being silent, and there's lessons that you're learning in silence when you really want to speak something out, and it may be even speaking your mind in some way, shape, or form with somebody. But this peaceful warrior is fighting the battles internally and not speaking them outright to whomever these people are from your past. I do feel, again, like whoever these people are that are coming back has made some sort of changes, or maybe even some of them significant changes. And, maybe even this peaceful warrior is referring to, there's things from the past that you still have to work on, and you need to work on them in silence, not bring them up to be relived and rehashed through both of you, but just allowing it to be something that you process through in silence. I hope that that makes sense for you. Okay, guys, I've got Miriam, Chrissy, and Margaret. If you're wanting a reading, 2 cards are free, 4 for 7 or 9 for 20. Make sure that if you're making a payment for one of the paid readings, that you're making the payment and then coming back and tell me how many cards you paid for, please. When I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about the world that I see. I hope that you got something out of your reading, hun. Much love to you. Thank you for being here, being of support. I hope that you have a wonderful evening. Okay, guys, moving on to Mary Ann. Then I have Chrissy and Margaret. I don't have anybody after Margaret, so if you're wanting a reading, 2 cards are free, 4 for 7 or 9 for 20. Payment information is in the comments. It is pinned, so you guys will see it. If you're on another social media platform, guys, make sure that you're coming to YouTube and putting your name in the comments. I'm not going to be able to see any comments that are on any other social media, so make sure that you're doing so here. Okay, Marianne, this next message is going to be for you. Which cards do I go to for Marianne, please? Show me that again. I'm seeing 2 different decks. Which deck do I use first? Thank you. Marianne, this is going to be for you, hun. Guys, if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing, hitting the notification bell so that you get notifications when I go live or when I post videos. Thank you for helping my channel to grow. Helping my channel to grow helps my business to grow. I do not advertise. You guys are my form of advertisement. Word of mouth means everything. Thank you to anybody who is supportive of me and who sends people my way. Dorothea, you're one of those people. Thank you so, so much. Anybody else that has done that, if I didn't call out your name, it's not because I don't appreciate you. It's probably because I just didn't remember that you've sent people my way. But either way it goes, thank you guys as individuals for being here and being supportive. It truly means the most to me. All right. Marianne, what messages? Thank you. Okay, there's something that has been weighing on your mind. This could be something that just feels like you're going at it alone. You're maybe thinking about it alone. Maybe nobody else is involved in whatever this is, but there's this message of asking your ancestors for help with this situation. Not, and I feel kind of like help might even be the wrong word, because I feel like whatever it is that you've been kind of really in silence thinking about, it's something that I don't feel like anybody else has the answers to. And I don't feel like it's really that there is an issue or a problem. I feel really like there's like this loneliness or this desire to have more, be more, um, and this desire to learn how to have more, almost like you've been learning about how to manifest. You've been doing that for quite some time, but there's still something that's lacking or missing within your manifestations. But I feel like it may have something to do with not reaching out to your ancestors, not reaching out to your guides or your angels. I do feel like they're feeling a little bit unemployed, but this is the message that I'm getting. They haven't always been unemployed. It's almost like you took a break from asking them for the help. Maybe because you had all the answers, because you was deeply connected with your intuition or whatever it may be. But I feel like they're feeling like you kind of need their assistance again. Not that that's a bad thing. This is actually like they're kind of cheering you on and saying, okay, it's time to like get started back up, or, it's time for you not to worry or overthink about such and such a thing. We've got you. And now we want you to, remember that we've got you. We've showed you before that we've got you. Now it's time to listen to your intuition again. We're giving you, guidance on this, but it's after you ask for that help and then you receive it. So maybe this is multiple situations or multiple things that you're thinking about, but it's things that you're thinking about on your own. It's not things that you're discussing with others, or if you are discussing with others, I kind of get this feeling that maybe you're not giving the whole story, or you're not telling the whole not showing them the whole picture. And I feel like it may even be because you're afraid of being ridiculed, or, maybe you too are afraid of some sort of judgment. But I feel like the judgment really doesn't happen as long as you're not judging yourself. So it's almost like maybe spending time in silence and thinking about these things, you can spend some time on, learning how to not judge the process that you're going through, not judge where you're at in your life, not judge how far you've come or how little you've come, but know that you're exactly where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there. And knowing that every, thing that happens in your life happens for a purpose. And I'm just getting this feeling that your guidance is really asking you to reach out to them. They really want to help you in whatever this is. And again, I don't feel like this is like a bad energy where you're like sitting and moping around depressed or anything like that. This is more of like a loner being in silence and like just really contemplating everything and just really, questioning where you're at and where you're going and if you're doing the right things to get there and what you need to change so you can. Um, and maybe it's even a time of you deepening your connection with spirit, because this really looks like it's a time of communication and receiving communication back. Yes, I'm hearing. So that's a good place to be. I feel like a lot of people right now that's been on this journey for quite some time are reawakening to like reinvesting themselves in their spiritual journey and recommitting to like meditation and prayer and connection with the earth and crystals and sun gazing, all of those things that we do, channeling light language and, healing our bodies in whichever ways we feel guided to do. I feel like we're all in this process of, we're, if not most of us are in this process of like rededicating ourselves to committing to this journey. I think a lot of us needed a break, and spirit gave us that break. It was a forceful type of break. And, we may have felt like we've lost touch with reality of our spiritual journey, but we haven't. This was a much needed break. It was a time of silence for a reason. And now it's time to kind of like pick yourself back up and dust yourself off and get restarted and rededicated and see things transform and change just like they had in the past. And I do feel like the silence is a much needed silence. This is a time of things aligning. This is spirit's way of needing time to catch up to all of the changes that are happening for you, because you've manifested, you've prayed, you've done this, you've done that to attract these things to you, or these changes, or these situations, or whatever it may be. And, it's almost like spirit's like, you worked a little bit too fast for me. I need you to take just a little bit of a break, have some time off, sit in silence. But, when you get out of that silence, ask for help, because you haven't asked in a while. And now it's time to, get back into receiving from us the guidance that you so much desire. Um, I'm going to ask for 3 more shuffles because I really don't know if I was done shuffling or not. Okay, you're like a natural illuminator of your path. Whether or not you realize it, there's some sort of way that you come into circumstances by just being you. Maybe, when you're at work, you might be having a conversation with somebody and all of a sudden somebody says something about something that's going on in your life and you just say something and it brightens up their day and it makes them see that change is possible and it gives them hope of some sort. So you're like this person that helps people to see the light in a situation. And this is exactly what Spirit is saying. You're somebody that lights up everybody else's path by just being you, by the suggestions that you give, or by the experience, strength, and hope that you share with them, or whatever it may be. But sometimes you don't take your own suggestions, or you don't see your own light for what it is. It's lighting your path as well, and it's giving you the exact guidance that you need. However, I feel like somewhere along the line, because of this state of silence, and if you haven't gotten in this state yet, then this is something that you should expect. But I really feel like this is a place where you're at now. But anyhow, while you're in this state, it helps you to see the light that you truly are, and it helps you to remember that there was a time when you was very deeply connected and you felt like everything was guided, and you're wanting that back again, and it's coming back. Um, Pay attention to what you're receiving in the silence is what I'm getting. This is a time of you showing your power and your strength of coming out of something, um, and just knowing what to do, and kind of like picking yourself up and reinventing yourself in some way, shape, or form. Let's see. Give me an affirmation, please, for Mary Ann. You're very welcome, Jennifer. Much love, honey. Chrissy, you'll be next, and I have Margaret. I have nobody else on the list, guys. If you're wanting a reading, 2 cards are free, 4 for 7 or 9 for 20. Make sure that if you're making a payment for one of the paid readings, that you're making that payment and then coming back and tell me how many cards you paid for, please. Okay, true healing occurs when I give myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. And this is upside down and backwards. I am unapologetic about what I desire and trust that what I focus on will grow. This is just absolutely crazy. It's backwards. You're going to see it perfectly, though, probably. But for me, I had to read it backwards. So there may be even some sort of significance to that as well. I hope that you got something out of your reading, Mary Ann. Much love to you. Thank you for being here and being of support. I hope that you have a wonderful evening, hun. Chrissy, this next message is going to be for you. Again, guys, if you're wanting a reading, 2 cards are free, 4 for 7 or 9 for 20. Make sure that you're putting your name into the comments if you're wanting a reading. If you don't tell me that you've paid for a certain amount of cards, you'll just get the 2 free. So make sure if you are paying for a reading, make sure that you let me know that. Is it Rafiki? Am I saying that right? Are you wanting a reading, hun? Let me see. Rafiki. I hope I'm saying that right. If I'm not, I apologize. When I see names that are unfamiliar to me, sometimes I have a hard time with that. But if you're wanting a reading, just let me know, hun. Okay, moving on to Chrissy, and then I have Margaret. Yes, I agree. Okay, Chrissy, this next reading is going to be for you, hun. Which cards do I go to for Chrissy, please? Thank you. Okay, Chrissy, this is for you, hun. Then I have Margaret and Rafiki. If you're wanting a message, I've got you on the list already. Guys, if you're watching from another social media platform, make sure that you are coming onto my YouTube channel and then putting your name into the comments on the live reading, because if not, I am not going to see your messages. Okay, there is a message of being creative at this time. This is a time to use your imagination. There's also a message coming through about getting connected with like the mystical, magical side of yourself. So if you're somebody that is already like mystical and magical, then they're wanting you to do even more of that, or you know, maybe there's something about doing spells or something of that sort, but I'm just seeing like eclectic type of things. And I don't know exactly what this is meaning, but I am seeing eclectic for whatever reason. But there's a message of um, magical things happening. I don't know how else to put this, but I feel like supernatural type of things. These are um, having some sort of intuitive insight into things that you need to make, things that you need to create, things of that sort. It's almost like you have divine guidance that is giving you some sort of creative outlet. And whatever this creative outlet is, I feel like it's something that you're meant to really put yourself totally into. This could be um, something that also has to do with using your intuition as a form of creating something. So whatever intuitive insight that you get to create, you're going to create it, and it's going to be magical. I don't know how else to put this, but um, that's what I'm getting. Expressing yourself in some sort of artistic form. This is a talent of yours, something that is awakening in you, something that has been awakening for quite some time. This is something that you need to honor and respect. And it's also something that could be, if you're a spiritual person, you could look at this as this is like a spirit guided form of expression. And this could go in many different ways. It could be expressing your way in intuitive art, or through creative type of music avenues. This could be you making some sort of um, I don't know, potion or spell, or using some sort of herbs and helping, creating some sort of herbal mixture that's helping people to heal in some way, shape, or form. I don't know. There's a lot to this. I feel like this is very deep. I don't feel like this is something that maybe you've been tapped fully into. It's almost like Spirit's giving you a heads up that you're getting ready to have a lot of like mini awakenings, MINI. And I feel like these awakenings are something that are helping you to kind of see what kind of talents and skills you have that are needed in this world right now. Um, it goes along with a deep awakening, is what I'm hearing. Getting things in order. It also has something to do with putting things in order. C, yes. Do you have a reading, hun? Kara, I'm sorry. Cara. Yes, honey. Thank you for your payment. You have two ahead of you. What other messages, please, do you have for Chrissy? And love, romance, finance, ascension messages. Thank you. Yeah, this is time to show the world who you are. This is some sort of a time of innovation and showing people what you have to bring to the table. I just feel like there's some sort of expression of yourself that has yet to be seen by people, or needs to be seen even more so, whatever this may be. I feel like part of this, or maybe even a big chunk of what you're going to be creating, has to do with some things that are still yet to be unleashed. And what I mean by that is you have some sort of way of expressing yourself, but there's something that is still awakening about that way that you express yourself. There's something very deep and profound that is getting ready to be shown to you, or getting ready to come out of you, I should say. Some deep personal truths, maybe even some sort of like, um, I don't know. I just get the word invigorating for whatever reason, but this card says a lot here. There's stability. If you're not feeling the stability in something yet, you're going to feel it, especially when it comes to creating yourself and expressing yourself in some way. This could just be also expressing yourself through vocalization or communication with friends, family members, and loved ones. But when it comes to the creative aspect that is awakening, big time awakening, or in the process of even like starting to be put out there. You have stability that's coming in. You are setting some sort of firm foundation, or either you need to. You also have communication that's coming through where you're expressing yourself through your voice in some way, shape, or form. You also have an aspect of you that is very connected with love and compassion and I'm hearing unconditional love. You also have connection with your intuition and some sort of guidance that's coming through, intuitive insight, visualization that is happening, and things of that sort. And then you also have this ability to connect with, this is the weird message that's coming out, but there's something about connecting with the clouds, connecting with the sky, connecting with the blueness of above. I don't know exactly what that does for you, but there's some sort of code, some sort of transformation that happens by connecting with the clouds and connecting with the blueness of the clouds. So if you're somebody that doesn't understand that we receive healing codes in multiple ways, one of the ways is going out in nature. I didn't know that clouds was a way of activating people in any way, shape, or form, but this is a message that's coming out. So try it. Get back with me. Tell me what happened for you. This is something that I definitely want to try now. I do all kinds of things like sun gazing, moon gazing, connecting with the stars, talking to the trees, connection with the flowers and grass, crystals, things of that sort. But this is new for me. So connecting with the clouds, I just really see your energy going to the clouds. You're bringing the energy of the clouds back to you, and something happens, something transforms. And I feel like it happens here. Okay. Something in the heart space. But this is a really good energy. This is a really good, like, new start for you, is what I'm feeling, or either like a head start on something that's happening. You're getting some sort of indicator as to things that are to come as well. But I feel like it's kind of like things that are to come that are added to something that you're already very creative in, or learning to be creative in. I don't know. There's just a lot of creative energy here. And this is a really, really good reading. If you don't feel the energy of this right now, you're definitely going to be feeling this very soon, because I feel like it's here. I feel like it's right here now. When I lead toward love, I am led. I hope that you got something out of your reading, Chrissy. Much love to you. Thank you for being here and being of support. I hope that you have a wonderful evening. I have got Margaret, Rafiki. Rafiki, do you want a reading, hun? You never really said if you do or not. If you're still on here and you're wanting a reading, please let me know. Let's see here. I got Kara on the list. So I've got Margaret, Rafiki, if they are getting a reading, and Kara. Thank you guys for your payments. Thank you for everybody who's here, even getting free readings, for your support. Thank you so, so much. If you're somebody who is not yet subscribed to my channel, make sure that you're doing so. Hit the notification bell so that you're notified when I go live to do readings, to do healing, to do channeling. When I get new videos posted, you'll also see those as well. So make sure that you're doing that. Moving on to Margaret, this message is going to be for you. Instantly, I'm seeing my Starseed deck, so let's see what they have to say to you. What messages do you have for Margaret, please? In love, romance, finance, ascension messages, messages from spirit or higher self, please, for Margaret. In love, romance, finance, ascension messages, messages from spirit or I feel like there's some sort of distraction. It may be more than one distraction that may be kind of distracting you from putting all of your, not all of your, but a lot of time and energy into your spiritual journey. I feel like you're being asked to get back to it, whatever that means. I feel like you have been in a time of silence and a time of reflection, but this reflection is definitely something about connections. However, I feel like you're still in this process of waiting on something to be put together. There is something that is definitely being looked at. It's being rearranged. It's being, there's a lot of transformations happening. Okay. Whatever this is that it's referring to, I feel like it's still going to take some time. And why it's going to take time is because you, as well as maybe other people involved, are going through a pretty significant transformation right now. other people that may be involved in some sort of situation that is happening at this time is definitely going through an awakening. They are seeing things as they truly are, which means that they need to rid of people, places, things, situations. Not just them, but you do as well. I do feel like this is one of those cards that is a wild card, saying that you really have a decision to make and that you have some sort of choice, that if you don't make this decision and choose what you want to do, then nothing is going to come of it. It's going to be one of those situations that you just dream about all the time. You feel a longing for it, or you may feel inclined to have whatever this situation is in your life. But it's one of those things that without the decision, the action isn't going to happen. Um, so it's really, I feel like it should be read like this. Decision needs to be made. Once you make that decision and you choose what exactly it is that you want out of your life and what you want out of this situation, then the waiting period is going to be over. Things will start moving, things will start rearranging. I do feel like things are kind of already rearranging, but I feel like it's a slow movement. I feel like it's a slow movement because you still haven't made some sort of decision. Which cards do I go to, please? Um, I do feel like this is a time in your life where you're really like putting things together on how to make your dreams a reality, and you're also in this energy of really rearranging things in your life so that they fit the way that you, how do I say this? So that they align the way that you want them to fit. And this is in multiple situations in your life. In one in particular, it has to do with a connection. Um, I get this sense of sitting back and waiting on something to happen, and spirit's like, instead of sitting back and waiting on something to happen, the choice needs to be yours. You need to make a decision and then start rearranging your life accordingly. So that means if there needs to be people, places, things, or situations that you need to let go of so that this situation can take place, then you need to do that. But in the same time, there's also a message that's coming out very clearly about some sort of enterprise that you're building, some sort of connection that you're and I feel like this is a connection with something in the physical. It doesn't have to do with a relationship. It perhaps could have to do with some sort of job or career path, or maybe even retirement, doing something in your retirement that is going to create some sort of financial um, avenue for you, almost like an added extra income. So there's something that you're going to be led to, or either you have already been led to, that you're growing at this time. And I feel like you may need to make a decision to grow whatever this is, whether it be, something with a job or something with yourself that needs to grow, or both. There's something that needs to grow as you make this decision. The transformation will happen on the opposite side of whatever the situation is, and it's going to slowly but surely bring it together. However, there's going to be some pretty challenging times. I do feel like letting go of some of the things that need to be let go are going to be, how do I say this? It's going to make things really rocky. And I feel like there could be even times when letting go it is hard. I mean, it's almost like that might be the hardest part of your journey, is the part of letting go of people, places, things, and situations that no longer feel like they belong to you, that no longer feel like they're a part of your life. It's almost like there's this sense of home, and you know what sense of home feels like, and you know what it feels like when it comes to your relationships and people that are in your life. You also know what it feels like when it comes to your home life. And I feel like you're just not content. You're not exactly where you want to be. But you're being kind of warned that acting in extreme ways or doing things that could push people or situations away need to be something that you don't do. Almost like, you need to retrain your thoughts and see that these positive interactions, these positive changes are going to take place. But again, you have some sort of decision to make. Um, hmm. Which cards do I go to, please? Thank you. me 2 more shuffles, please. You're losing sleep over something, or maybe it's not like a lot of losing sleep, but you are having sleepless nights. You're having these times when you're feeling very restless, but it's because of a situation that you're thinking about. I do feel this energy of like butterflies in my stomach and this feeling of like being in love when I'm a child or when I'm younger, almost like when I was in kindergarten and this little kid kissed me on the cheek. It made me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. And I'm kind of feeling like this is kind of the energy that is making you restless. It's almost like the hope for that kind of connection or the yearning for that type of connection is something that is kind of keeping you up all night. But I feel like it's also the aspect of yourself that fears some sort of change and letting go of something and what's going to happen out of something else. I do feel like the shadow side is going to kind of come up and kind of speak to you and having you take a look at things that don't align with you anymore. And I really feel like it has a lot to do with like home life and maybe even where you live or who you live with. And this is just like things that are just like kind of coming to the forefront. And I feel like you're getting clarity on these things. And you may be praying and setting intentions and meditating about these things and receiving the answers. But I feel like as you're receiving the answers, you're not really shifting and changing to put action into whatever this is. So it may just be that here in the very near future, there's going to need to be some sort of action. I feel like it's action on changes that need to happen within the home, that need to happen within your spaces, okay? Whether it be your work, your home, any environment that you're putting yourself into or what have you. Which cards do I go to, please? Show me that again. Thank you. Yeah, after you make this choice, whatever this choice is that you need to make, and it may be even several choices, to leave something behind, to start something new, to save for a certain thing. There's definitely some energies that you need to anchor yourself into, which means that these energies are going to be something that'll be stable. They're going to be something that would be beneficial to you. You do have 5-5, which is all about positive change. You may want to look up the number 28 for whatever reason. It's standing out to me as well in this card. You do have a lot of numbers here, but these two numbers are really standing out. So definitely look those up. You can look them up on Sacred Scribes. But there's definitely a message of something being successful, something that you anchor yourself into, your energy. And this is after a choice is made. This may be a couple or a few choices that you need to make, but one particular I really feel has to do with significant changes within your home and within your surroundings. And I feel like another significant change needs to happen when it comes to some sort of connection or relationship. So you're gonna use your intuition, use your discernment of spirit, and go in the direction that spirit is leading you at this time. Which cards do I go to, please? Show me that again. Thank you. Guys, I have Margaret, Rafiki, and Kara. What other messages do you have for Margaret, please? In love, romance, finance, ascension messages. Am I supposed to continue with these? Yes or no? Okay. Um, you're being asked to really do things that are going to awaken the inner child. These are things that are going to make you feel childlike. So, for whatever reason, I'm hearing buying like surprise bags, those like, what do they call them? The gift bags that you can't open until you purchase them and then you see what's in them, like these. What do they call those things? I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on this, but there's something about buying those and just having the surprise of something, testing, I don't know, but there's something about doing things that are childlike that's going to make you feel more laughter, have more laughter. It's going to do things that are make you be more playful and enjoy playing is what I'm hearing. I do feel like there's a sense of kind of like just cracking up and giggling like a child would. And again, I feel like those butterflies in my stomach and this feeling of like just this deep pull to have fun and maybe even be creative. But this is not time to take things too seriously. Allow yourself to have fun, be playful, not take things seriously, joke and crack up at things, not worry or stress about the outcome of things, but instead make decisions on something, put action into whatever those decisions are, and then start seeing things rearrange and rearrange for the better for you. And I feel like this is, you um, getting something that you've been asking for, or getting some sort of even emotional fulfillment is what I'm feeling here. She of the Cross makes me feel some sort of fiery yet relaxed energy. So it's almost like it's giving me this impression that you need to put on a lot of fire or passion into a certain situation or a certain energy, but at the same time, don't put so much that it pushes something away, or that it makes something lose its flow. Okay. There's something about losing its flow. And if you feel like there's not flow in a certain situation that this may be referring to, it's because you still haven't made this decision of letting something go, or a lot of somethings, maybe even. I was told to read the bottom to you, which is the singer of intuition. This is referring to connecting with your intuition for making these decisions. I feel like you really need to trust in the process and trust in what your intuition has given you. You've been feeling a tug and a pull towards some sort of direction, and this is the direction that Spirit's wanting you to go in. But again, decision needs to be made. Joy is the ultimate creator. I hope that you got something out of your reading, hun. 111. Look that up on Sacred Scribe. That's about new beginnings, staying positive through these new beginnings, a new start in something. Anyhow, I hope that you got something out of your reading. Much love to you. Thank you for being here and being of support. I hope that you have a wonderful night. Remember, joy is the ultimate creator. Much love to you. You're very welcome, Margaret. Much love to you. I have the hiccups now. Kitty, kitty, no, no. I have got a kitty now, and Esso is its name. It is back here messing with my cords and stuff and making all kinds of racket and probably a mess. Kitty, kitty. Come here. Kitty, 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 kitty. What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing here? I was just making sure Kitty didn't get another mouse because it kind of sounded like it was throwing something around over there. It doesn't. That's actually one of the few reasons why I got Kitty, is because I have a mouse issue that no matter what I do, I can't get rid of. Come here, Kitty. Come here. I'll show you Kitty real quick. This is Esso. Esso Kitty, short for esoteric. All right, guys, moving on to Rafiki. Which cards do I go to for Rafiki, please? Which cards do I go to? Thank you. Okay, Rafiki, this message is for you. You need to connect with music. I'm hearing tones, even ringing of bells. Maybe this is connection with just different sounds in general. This is something that is going to connect you a little bit deeper in your spiritual connection. And I feel a sense of like taking things deeper. almost like there's some knowledge or some wisdom that's to be had or to be given to you at this time. I don't really know exactly what this is, but I feel like this is a time of leveling up or an upgrade of some sort to your spiritual journey. Whether or not you consider yourself religious or spiritual, there is definitely something that is shifting and changing within the connection with one or both. Music is one of the ways that you're gonna take something a little bit deeper. And this could be any kind of music, whatever music you feel inclined to listen to, whatever tones you're feeling led to listen to, or what have you. There's also this message of not being so serious about the interactions that you're having with people in your life. This is about, not sharing your judgments or disapprovals with others. This is also a time of learning that, keeping a sense of humor and not taking things so seriously is going to be more beneficial than not. I'm also getting a message that connection with confidence, courage, self-esteem. There's something that's changing and transforming there. Not saying that you have bad or low self-esteem. I'm just saying that there is something that is definitely shifting and transitioning at this time. Some sort of transformation that's happening within, like a level of confidence, a level of self-worth, or something of that sort. No matter how much self-worth we have, there's always times when something can bring it even higher, or make us feel even more self-love or self-worth or whatever it may be. And this is definitely something that you're coming into at this time. There's also this message of, again, keeping things lighthearted, not being so I don't know if strict or stern is the right way, but again, like not being so serious about things. There just needs to be some sort of lighthearted approach. Now, I don't know if this is referring to you with like other people in your life, if this is referring to coworkers, or maybe you're like a leader or a boss or something of that sort. But I do feel, even though you could be somebody that takes things serious, a lot of times you also have a lot of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding about you. And when you're not so serious, that people really look up to the wisdom, the advice, the advantages that you may have. And I don't know exactly what they're meaning by advantages, but I feel like there's people around you that may just feel that you have some sort of advantage that they do not. However, or it could be the opposite way. Maybe you're seeing others having advantages that you don't, or whatever it may be. But either way, there's something there with that. There's also a message of a message coming through, meaning like a telephone message, a text, or a email. I'm actually seeing a telephone, an old style telephone, up to somebody's ears. So it really makes me feel like there's an indicator that somebody's going to be calling you. Yes, and I do feel like this may be somebody that is either like a mother figure, maybe an aunt or somebody of that sort. They have something that may be significant that they need to tell you. This may even just be that there is a mother, a grandmother, or an aunt, or all of the above that is deceased at this time that is connecting with you. Either way it goes, those three things came out to me. So there's some sort of focus on connection with that. You're being asked at this time if there's times when you feel like, there's questions that you have about how can you make the world a better place, or what kind of changes can you make to be a better person in the world, or this or that, or what have you. They're asking you to, focus on getting connected with your spirit team, your guidance team, especially the angels. There is definitely a focus on prayer, or a need for prayer, or maybe you're already a prayer warrior, but prayer is sticking out to me quite a bit. I do feel like you're in this process of like the law of attraction really showing up and showing out for you. And what I mean by this is you're somebody who maybe you're always being blessed, but this is a sense of like extra blessings coming your way. This is something due to some sort of shift or change, personal shift or change that you're making. And this is like one of those changes that you are aware that needs to change, and you're making those changes now. Um, I do feel like there is some sort of intention, like some sort of, I don't know, I guess intention is the right word. There's some sort of intention on creating a different space for yourself, creating almost like a new version of yourself or something like that. So you could be somebody who realizes you're going through a spiritual awakening, or you're going through the great awakening, as some people are calling it, or ascension journey, a spiritual journey, whatever it may be. And if you're not somebody who realizes that, you will be now. And you're going to get lots of indicators that there's some sort of shift and change that's happening, and how to make more shifts and changes happen and things of that sort. It's almost like things are aligning and falling into place and showing you and giving you direction. I'm hearing yes, yes, yes. Kitty, kitty, no, no. She is tearing stuff up over here. My curtains, my blinds. Okay, the key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. Instead of asking for things that you need, give thanks for the things that you don't have just yet, but you are going to give thanks for them anyway, because it's going to manifest it into your reality. Prayer is powerful. The more that you pray and give thanks instead of asking for things, the more that you receive those things that you would originally want to ask for in the first place. I hope that you got something out of your reading, Rafiki. Much love to you. Thank you for being here and being of support. I hope that you have a wonderful evening, hon. Much love. Okay, guys, Kara is the next person. I only have one other person on the list, that is Kara. So if you are wanting a reading, 2 cards are free, 4 for 7 or 9 for 20. Make sure that if you're making a payment for one of the paid readings, that you're coming back and tell me how many cards that you paid for. I do see when the payments come in, I just don't see how much they're for. So guys, please make sure that you're doing so. Kara, if you have any questions that you're wanting to ask, can you please put them into the comments? If not, I'm just going to give you messages as Spirit sees fit. If you're on another social media website looking at this video and commenting, wanting a reading, I am not seeing it. You actually have to be on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, 2121 20 or 12 21 21 is what I've just seen. Anyhow, if I don't see your comments, it's because you're not on this actual site. So I hope that sorry, I just got distracted by what I was reading. So goes the salmon. Yes, yes, yes. All right, guys, moving on to Kara. Which cards do I go to for Kara, please? Thank you. All right, Kara, this is going to be for you, honey. What messages do you have for Kara, please? In love, romance, finance, ascension messages, messages from Spirit, your higher self, please, for Kara. In love, romance, finance, ascension messages, messages from Spirit, or higher self, please, for Kara. What messages do you have, please, for Kara? Love, romance, finance, ascension messages, messages from Spirit, or higher self, please. Three more shuffles for Kara. Love, romance, finance, ascension messages, messages from Spirit or higher self, please. Okay, Kara, something that is happening with you right now is you're learning who your real friends are. You are attracting your soul tribe. There has been a time of probably feeling like your emotions are all over the place. You're having to let go of people that no longer are in resonance with your vibration, the frequency that you're holding at this time. However, at the same time that some of these people have been taken away, you've been receiving new friendships, or maybe in the process of learning who are the people that have your back, who are there to support you. I feel like you're getting into this really authentic energy, and this authenticity that you're showing to other people is attracting your soul tribe. This is you being you, speaking your truth in whatever way, shape, or form you see fit. This is also you just being completely 100% authentic. There's no mask. There's no, like soft coding anything. You're just being you. Sometimes that's being brutally honest. Sometimes that's just being loving, caring, and compassionate. A lot of times, most of the time, You are just being completely brutally honest with people, and maybe the honesty is not exactly what they want to see at that time, but it's what they need to see. And this is what is attracting your soul tribe. These are other people that are like you, that have gone through a lot of the same similar things that you went through and got through them just as well. These are people that can help you grow, and vice versa. And this is a time of you like really coming into this period of time where kitty, kitty, no, no. Over time, you've really worked hard on creating something for yourself. Maybe this is like a legacy type of energy. This is, you really working hard towards getting something that you're wanting to achieve, or a lot of some things that you're wanting to achieve. I feel like it's taken a lot of time to get to this certain energy that you're in now. And I feel like there's still some time to go to get into the exact energy that you want to be in, but you're like so, so close. You're in this energy where you feel like if you make the wrong decision, it's going to flip everything upside down. But at the same time, you know that if you make the right decision, everything is going to happen. That's all good. The fireworks are going to, start going off, and it's going to just feel like it's something worth celebrating. And this can be many things worth celebrating, because I do kind of feel like you're in this energy of like inventing yourself or making the life for yourself that you really want, and it's through your authenticity. It's through you, expressing yourself in divine, authentic, truthful ways, instead of masking or being somebody that is held back by some sort of boundaries or judgments, or some sort of walls that maybe have been created. I feel like if there was walls, or if there's still walls, they're so thin, where they've already came most of the way down to where it's like this free flowing energy that is now coming to you, and you're attracting things, people, places, situations, things that are really in alignment with your vibration for what you want at this time. You're definitely going through a shift into a new timeline. So leaving old things behind that are no longer vibrating with you anymore, and being open-minded to receiving new things in this new energy that you're in. Which cards? Um, I feel like you feel like this you could drop at any time, or if you make the wrong move, it's really going to screw things up. But spirit's like, there isn't a wrong move. If you make what you feel, what your human feels is a wrong move, it's more about really just readjusting and getting back into alignment. So I feel like you're really taking the time to make sure that the adjustments that you're making are accurate, that they are going to be worth your while. You're really reflecting and seeing that if I make this decision and go this direction, is it going to bring me closer to my divine life purpose? Is it going to take me closer to achieving what I want to achieve? Is it going to bring me closer to aligning with the things that I desire, or is it going to take me farther away from those things? And then you're going to make those adjustments necessary. I do feel like you are now in the process, or have been maybe for a little bit of time, going back and forth with this process of awakening to your ear chakras. This is hearing voices. This is hearing sounds and tones that maybe other people aren't hearing your name called out by spirit, or by angels, or by guides, or whatever it may be. And the internal voice. There's a lot about hearing the higher self and the internal voice that sounds a lot like yours. So this is a message of learning between the discernment between what is the voice of God, or the voice of good, or the voice of love and compassion, versus your voice, versus the voice of something that is trying to distract you and to teach you some sort of lesson. If it is a message that is coming through, again, sounding a lot like your own voice, then you're going to ask yourself, was this my human self that was thinking this? If the answer is no, then you're going to move in another direction. Well, was this of love, of compassion, of guidance, of clarity, of growth? And if the answer is yes, then that was of God, that was of love, that was of guidance. If it is the answer is no, then that was something that was meant to trick you, that was meant to teach you some sort of lesson. And now you need to listen to whichever of those three that it is. And if it is something that is negative, then you push it away. You tell it has no authority or power over you. And then you claim the power that you do have. And by visualizing the good things that you desire, or whatever it may be. So there's something about learning the difference between the voices in your head, or even the messages that you're receiving on the outside, that's not internal, through number synchronicities, through music lyrics, through maybe even guidance from other people or situations or what have you. But you're definitely at this time learning to really like hone in on or really connect with those different things that you're hearing, sensing, feeling. And also another added message that's coming in with the ear chakra is that you're coming into sensitivities. You may have already been somebody who is um, sensitive or whatever it may be, but you definitely are starting to feel more sensitivities to energies around you, sensitivities to things that you're putting into or onto your body, and so on and so forth. Um, I feel like the need for listening to your body at this time is very, very important. It's giving you indicators as to what you should or shouldn't be doing, what you should or shouldn't be putting on your body or into your body. And it's also talking to you about people, situations that you put yourself into. So your body's giving you warning signals as to who not to hang out with and who to hang out with, which is going back to the sisterhood card, your friends, your family, and doing what letting go of those people that are not in vibration with you, and respecting and honoring and pulling in and accepting the new friendships, the new connections, and things of that sort. Do I continue with these cards, yes or no? I'm getting a message that no evil shall prosper. Anything that is formed against you um, will come crumbling down. If there has been any kind of like spell work put on you, or somebody has spoken negatively against you, or if somebody is throwing judgment at you in some way, shape, or form, no evil shall prosper. Nothing should come out of that. There is almost like there is this hedge of protection, this shield of protection, which makes complete sense. I am seeing a shield of protection around myself as well. I always have this around me. It's something that I start my day out with all the time. Any people's words that come to me that are negative, or any kind of energy that they send my way that may be trying to block me or whatever it may be, it bounces right off me and it sends the energy right back to them. And that is powerful in itself. And that's exactly what this energy right here is saying. However, if you find yourself engaging in some sort of negative talk, some sort of negative action, you may feel like you've picked up on somebody's energy and you're starting to act out because of it. Clear, cancel, delete is something that you can say if you're getting ready to say something out of turn, or if you do say something out of turn, clear, cancel, delete. I also say, I take that back, I take the back, I didn't mean it. That's something else that you can do and really truly not mean it, but using only positive words, positive actions, um, manifesting things into your reality by acting as if, speaking as if, and things of that sort. So you want to speak positive energy into those negative things. Um, there's definitely some shifting and changing when it comes to your mindset and the way that you view the world. You're observing things from a higher point of view is what I feel like you're doing. Now that you're seeing things from a higher point of view, it's helping you to see that you're not as fragile as what you think that you are. There isn't going to be any kind of energies that come crashing down. You're moving into a more stable type of energy, firmer foundations, things of that sort, even if it doesn't feel that way at this time. Um, Change your thinking into, you've already got this, you've already accomplished that, whatever it may be. Which cards do I go to, please? Thank you. Rafiki, you are an angel, my dear. You may not know that, or maybe you do, but you're definitely an angel. I don't know exactly what all of these quotes are meaning, but I was told to let you know that you are an angel. You do have some sort of huge part to play in this world. You may have been misguided at some time, or maybe even currently being misguided through something, but you have some sort of deep internal knowing that changes things around and helps you to see things clearly. And You know, you are an angel. Anyhow, that just came out for whatever reason. I needed to share that. But getting back to Kara. So there's some sort of issue that you've been going through. This may be an issue that has to do with a connection in your life or a lack of a connection in your life. Because as I said, connection, I felt like somebody had taken a step back. This may be you. It may be somebody else within a connection. It doesn't matter if it's romantic, some sort of friendship or either a partnership in some way, shape, or form. But whatever it is, it has come full circle. And I feel like it's came full circle because you spoke your truth, you were genuine about something, and you let people see things the way that they truly are. At this time, you're in this like balancing act where you're balancing between your physical reality. This is spending time with your people, your friends, your family, your loved ones, your career, doing things like watching TV or scrolling through social media. And then there's this like balance that you're trying to get with your spiritual life or that aspect of you that is even energetic is what I'm hearing. So there's this need for finding balance, or either you're already in the midst of finding some sort of balance, and that's why I'm feeling like something is kind of off kilter. Either way it goes, this too is coming full circle. There is something about a cycle that is ending because of some changes that you have made, and now you're moving into a new cycle. There's some things that can't be left behind that you need to bring with you, and that may even be making you feel a little bit off balance because you're unsure, do I take it or do I leave it? In particular, this is referring to connections and relationships, maybe even be referring to a career path. But either way it goes, there's definitely some things that are out of balance but need to be put into balance. So finding that balance is something that's going to be happening right now for you. Which cards do I go to, please? Which cards? Thank you. What other messages do you have for Kara, please, and love? Well, I figured that's exactly what you was going to say, honey. Figured exactly that's what you was going to say. And I'm laughing because I was told to tell you that, and it's definitely going to trigger something within you. You may be coming back eventually and saying you was right. But either way, don't let your ego get to you. I felt the energy being put on me, honey. I felt it. And I can laugh about it because it has no effect on me. Have to go through into the darkness to get to the light. Not only human. You're not. You definitely are not only human. Okay, so you've got intuition that is becoming more online or more upfront and readily available to you. It's very much in tune. So trusting in your intuition at this time is definitely something that you want to do. You have some sort of choices to make, and I feel like it has something to do with somebody that has either been pushed out of your life or either that you pushed away for whatever reason. This person may be coming back, and I feel like you're getting indicators as to what you need to change at this time. There's actually even like this some sort of transformation that's happening between the logical thinking, the logical mind, and the emotions and the heart way of thinking. Heart and intuition go together, logical thinking and um, that masculine energy is coming out really, really strong right now. So it's almost like there's a fight or a battle between the two. This may even be part of the balancing act that you're going through right now. But either way it goes, you're really in tune right now with it. So really, really listen to it. It really has something to show you right now. Am I supposed to continue with these cards? Yes or no? Thank you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're going through a heart awakening, or either you just got through a heart awakening, and there's definitely some challenges that came along with that. I almost feel like you're calling your power back, or you're in the process of, figuring out how to do that. And it may be back from a situation or a person that you may have been with at some point, or maybe even a person that you're with at this point, and there's something about some sort of like power being taken. Either way it goes, I feel like you have been in the process or learning about the process of cutting cords, of learning what you need to do to forgive and to accept a situation for what it is. Not that you have to be a part of a situation that's like that again, but there's something about making some sort of firm decision to not go back to that type of connection, that type of relationship, or what have you. Also, a message is coming through about financial changes. This is a change that is going to happen for the better. I do feel like it's going to take a little bit of positive thinking, really making sure that you're listening to your intuition and taking the suggestions and going in the directions that it's leading you to. There may be some sort of partnership that helps you along with some sort of financial situation. I don't necessarily mean something romantic, but this could be somebody that you're working with. It could be just a partnership with a job or a workplace or something of that sort, but there's some sort of partnership that is happening. Um, let's see. Now here you're looking for your king. You may already have a partner, romantic partner, but there's something that may be lacking in that connection. Or if the person that I seen that was being pushed away, or that walked away, or whatever it may be, there's something lacking within that connection. And this may be something that keeps re it's almost like it keeps replaying in your head over and over and over again. If you're not going through that, then it is something that's going to happen over and over and over again. And it's going to help you to make a decision to go in a different direction. It's going to be empowering to you, even. Um, yeah. I am unapologetic about what I desire and trust that what I focus on will grow. I hope that you got something out of your reading, hun. Much love to you. Thank you for being here and being of support. I hope that you have a wonderful evening. If there is anybody else on here that is wanting a reading, 2 cards are free, 4 for 7 or 9 for 20. I am probably going to be ending this live feed pretty soon. Getting kind of tired. So if you're wanting a reading, go ahead and put your name in the comments now. You're very welcome, hun. Much love to you. Guys, again, if you're wanting a reading, 2 cards are free, 4 for 7 or 9 for 20. If you're making a payment for one of the paid readings, make sure that you make that payment, then come back and tell me how many cards you're paying for so that I know how many cards to give you. I am going to be ending this live feed pretty soon. So if you are wanting a reading, go ahead and put your name into the comments. Rafiki, please understand that I wasn't laughing at you. I was laughing at the whole situation because I had been getting some sort of intuitive insight into what the comments were about, and what kind of energy you were putting out there and stuff. But the laugh was because internally I was getting a message that repeats to me quite a bit when I'm doing readings or doing healings for people, and I get weird, comments that come to me and things of that sort. My channel was started on purpose. It was something that I was guided to do years ago. Um, it's something that I know that when people come to watch my readings, or they're sitting in here, whether it be negative comments, good comments, or what have you, they have been brought to this channel for an awakening. Whether or not you believe it, you know it, there is definitely some truth and understanding that is going to come out about you being on this channel. And I was laughing in joy because I've seen it over and over and over again. You're not the first person that this kind of situation or interaction has happened. And, you know, you're probably not going to be the last person that it happens to either. Anyhow, I hope that you guys have a wonderful evening. It doesn't look like anybody else is wanting any readings, so I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I hope that everybody has a wonderful evening. Much love to you. Thank you so much for your support. I will be going live tomorrow to do some healing. I don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing at this time. However, I will be meditating and guided to see what I'm going to be doing. So hope to see you guys there. It'll probably be sometime around 7 o'clock tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time here on YouTube. Anyhow, I hope that you guys have a wonderful evening. Much love. Bye.